You don't want to miss today's show. We're catching big walleyes using leeches, and we find some monster pike with tournament champ Dave Bennett.
Fishing with Gussy is proudly sponsored by and uses Shimano rods and reels. Visit Shimano.ca for all the specs.
Welcome to Fishing with Gussy. I got my buddy Jack Dawson here, producer with Shaw and Kenora, and avid walleye angler. You grew up in Southern Ontario, so you're kind of a bass head, you told me, but today we're gonna get after the walleyes. We're actually out on Lake of the Woods, and fishing's been really good the past couple weeks. It's midsummer, and we're gonna go after them today. We're gonna use live bait, we're gonna use leeches and jigs. Simple as it gets. We're gonna find fish with the electronics and throw a buoy out, sit on top of them, and catch them, I think. That's what we're looking for. There's the buoy. That's when we go, hello. So I'm gonna spin the boat around and we'll get set up on those things. We got a buoy right where they're at. And
now, how long do they sit there for? Are they not all constantly moving, or do you kind of like try?
No, they're hanging out. They're right on edge. See, look at how it broke off. This is 50 feet of water out here.
Right.
And then, so they're not, a lot of people always want to fish right on the drop off. You can see there's nothing there. But as soon as you get up where it's flat, it's almost like a tabletop. They're just on that first little bench up above the drop-off. And we're gonna get set up on them so the boat's totally still when we drop our lines. And we know where they are because that buoy is they're just on this side of that buoy.
And all that is just a marker?
Yeah.
You just throw it out there and...
Yeah, weight sinks to the bottom and that it won't move. And so we always have a reference point now when we start fishing, because we're actually fairly close to shore here, but a lot of times you get out on humps in the main part of the lake offshore, it's really easy to lose you catch a fish or you get a little bit of wind moving you around. You move a lot more than you think, so having that reference point is good. Those are walleyes right there. Let's get some bait down there and see if we can catch them. We're just using 1/4 ounce Northland Fireball jigs, and you can see these things really are designed for fishing with leeches. They've got a short shank, and if you've ever fished with them and fished a jig and a minnow or whatever, jig and a leech, and had your line twisted up, these jigs are actually really good. They stay straight, they don't twist your line, and they hook fish really good. So it's like a beautiful day, sun all around us, and we're getting
one rain cloud.
Is it you?
It must be.
Black cloud Jack
it's
or
a
what?
Southern Ontario cloud.
No, it's gonna pass. We're gonna be all right. So okay, I'm gonna get these leeches set up. So we've got a few dozen in here. And all I like to do is just hook them once, right just in front of this guy's kind of acting up, but just in front of the sucker. That's the end I like to do. And you put it in the water and that leech just does that. He wiggles around and...
So what am I gonna do, right off bottom?
Yeah, about a foot off the bottom, and then you don't even have to really jig. You just want to hold it there. You could see these fish on the sonar were about a foot up off the bottom.
Right.
So you're gonna hold that jig there and that leech is just gonna do his thing, and it drives these walleyes nuts. You're gonna have one on real quick, so.
All right, so what's the etiquette here? This is your boat, where do I fish, what do I do? Well, that's the other thing too, barbless here.
We're in an area where you gotta fish barbless,
right.
So yeah, we're pinching the barbs, and I think this one's already got it.
So that's a key thing up here, because most of Lake of the Woods isn't barbless, just
right.
Clearwater Bay is?
Yeah, Clearwater Bay, Echo Bay, Cul-de-sac Lake, and it's a lake trout regulation, so...
Right. But that's still just northwestern Ontario.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not across Northwest Ontario. It's just this section of Lake of the Woods. But you know, wherever you're fishing across, you know, Sunset Country, Northwest Ontario, there are lake-specific regulations or species-specific regulations that are all in the fishing regulations. So wherever you're going, you should always make sure that you have a look on, you know, the body of water you're going to fish on. Sweet. Whoa. We'll get this guy off, get him back. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more Lake of the Woods walleye action in a little bit. The fish keep on snapping. Coming up next. The beauty of braided line, and this stuff in particular is Power Pro, is that it's got zero stretch. So what that means is you're going to be able to get a lot better hook set in deeper water, and you're also going to be able to feel your bites a lot more. Regular monofilament stretches like 30%, so your bites are going to be a lot more mushy. With the braided line, it's going to be like whack. That's what it's like when you get a bite. You really can feel it good. Ah. We're back. We just pulled up to another spot, and we actually marked a few fish, threw the buoy out, and we're just gonna get set up here now. So we've seen a few down there, and I'm pretty sure we should be able to get a tap, buddy. So let's get our lines down there. Continue on with our little derby we got going on. There we go, that's a better one. I'm gonna grab them just so I don't lose any points here with Jack.
Nice.
Yeah, another nice fish. Tough to beat that, catching those things all day, huh? Oh, that's pretty good. Netter?
Last time I said that.
I'll net them for you. That's a nicer one. Yeah. Got my cool little hybrid net here. There we go. Good deal. Jig just popped out. Let's see if we can get that out. We'll get that. Deal with that in a second. It's a nicer fish, pal.
It's all right.
Good job. I got hung up. There we go. Got her off. That's one thing I see a lot when I'm guiding is people get snagged and they want to sit there and bend their rod and pull as hard as they can. And the best way to get off a snag is to don't pull hard on it at all. Just get a little bit of slack in your line and just twitch your rod tip like that, and usually it'll just shake off. Raw power will never get a snag off. Buddy.
No, this is a good one.
Yeah? Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
That's the kind we're looking for. Nicely done.
Nice.
Sweet.
This one's definitely a picture taker.
Hey, so yeah, not only do we got lots of eaters out here on Lake of the Woods, we got big walleyes just like that.
Why is it every time you hold them, the fins go up? I hold them, they were both down. I've noticed that now. 3 fish I've held. Oh, there it goes. Now,
well, you know what? When they're fresh like that,
yeah,
their fins are gonna poke up and they're gonna look pretty. So, we'll this is one that you definitely want to get back. So, we'll get her back in the water and
we'll do this.
There we go.
Awesome.
Good job, buddy.
Nice.
Awesome.
Thanks, man.
Okay. In Lake of the Woods, you know what? I've been to lots of fly-in places. Fly-in fishing's fun. It's great, but we're catching fish right now as fast as you could catch them at any fly-in place, you know. So it's hot right now, and it's a combination of lower limits over the last 10 or 12 years and a reduction in commercial fishing. There we go. That's a pretty good one, I think, guys. Yeah. Gotta love when you hear the drag going on these Shimano reels. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sweet, look at that. Good net job, buddy. The hook just popped out right there. Good deal.
Look at the size of them. Just like the TV host, up the guy, or up the guest.
Well,
that's big.
I am the host, so. Hey,
that's a monster.
Pretty good way to wrap up the day, huh, buddy?
Absolutely.
Awesome deal. That's a nice fish. Tell you what, Lake of the Woods, across Canada, there's not very many places where you can go and catch the numbers of fish that we got here and big fish like this. And you can catch them just about any way you want, whether you want to fish shallow or deep, rock, weeds, got it all. We'll get this girl back and maybe catch a couple more for dinner and call her a day.
Sounds good.
Thanks for helping me out today, buddy.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for having me.
All right. Happy camper. Woo! Switching it up, we're moving on to catch some big pike next.
Hi, I'm Rick Brigno. I'm from Kenora, Ontario, Canada, and right now I'm on beautiful Separation Lake. Probably one of my biggest fishtails, I think, of my life is when I was about the age of 15 or 16. We went to a spot where we've never fished before, waves crashing against us, pounding us, and I caught the biggest fish I've ever, for a walleye, pickerel, I've ever caught before. It took me about 15 minutes to bring in, and it's just an amazing experience. The whole time I was just wanting to see it, you know, that ripple, the fish coming out of the water and seeing it in the net. And finally got it up to the top, and my dad netted it. And, you know, we're just soaked and wet and cold, and got it in the boat. And all I could keep saying is, holy smokes, holy smokes, holy smokes. So I just couldn't stop saying that as my dad undid it and everything. And that was still at the time that people took fish for taxidermy. So we kept that fish, and there's photos of me as a teenager with it, and I still have it at home. And the best part is, when my dad brought the fish home back from the taxidermy, he actually had a little sign made up at the jeweler that says, holy smokes. So that's my fishing story. It was on beautiful Lake of the Woods out near S Island, and just catching a big 12-pound walleye. So I'll never forget that, me and my dad.
I'm at the boat ramp in Kenora. I'm waiting for my buddy Dave Bennett. If you know Dave, he's a great friend of mine, but he loves to be late for everything. And we were supposed to meet here about 20 minutes ago, so he'll be here. There's no question. He'll show up. He's always good like that, but here he comes. His truck's coming in right now, so he's not going to know we're bad-mouthing him till he sees this, you know, later on this winter. But we're going out. We're going to chase pike today, and hopefully we're going to catch some big ones. We should get some good action. We'll see you out on the water. Yeah, a little windy, but not too bad. Yeah. Come on. Nice big fish. No kidding. I've been fishing for like 10 minutes, rigging up. He's been 10 minutes rigging up his rods. Look at that, his first cast. He's got a big critter. That's exactly what we're looking for. Wow. Okay, you hang on to him for a sec. I'm gonna get some tools and we'll get this guy unhooked. Hang on, I'm just gonna back us up here, guys. Here, Davey. So you can get that out. First cast. That's right there, man. That's Lake of the Woods. We got lots of big pike. That's a good way to start the afternoon.
Absolutely. You know, when we got this wind pushing in on these shorelines, these little break lines here, these guys are in here. It's early fall and they're looking to start feeding up for winter. You can see this guy's got a little bit of girth to him already, and yeah, nice way to start the day, bud.
Sweet. Hey, just so everybody knows who Dave is, this summer at the Shaw KBI, Davey squeaked us by less than 2 ounces. It was like what, 0.14 of a pound?
17.76.
No, wow.
They don't do it.
Harry.
We got a brand new champion of the Shaw Kenora Bass International. Could it have been any closer?
It worked out to be less than 2 ounces, and it cost us a lot of money. So today I'm gonna pump him a little bit on some of his bass secrets, but we're good buddies. We fish together a lot, and we're gonna have some fun today. So let's get this big girl back and catch another one.
All right, bud. Here we go. That's a thick fish.
Yeah, it is.
Off she goes. Right on.
Woo! He's coming at me, man. When he hit, it was like I had to consider, am I snagged or do I have a fish on? And then he kind of started coming towards me. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Good fish.
Okay.
Pliers are.
You hang on to him, I'll get the pliers. Right here, these are not the pike that you find in the little weed beds, right, Davey?
No. These pike here, you can just see when Jeff holds his fish up, you'll be able to see just how thick they are. Now these fish are fish that have been feeding. They're out in the open water. They're out on this big main lake structure, and they're eating big bait fish all summer. So
That's it.
these aren't the guys that are weaseling around in the weeds eating leeches.
No. No. Look at that. Nice big chunky fish. That's awesome, buddy. Okay, we'll get him back, catch another one. Hey, we're off to a great start. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more big pike action. This is a giant, you guys. Don't go anywhere. Hey, I was just gonna talk about, you know, places to fish and how to choose your locations.
How about right here? This is a good spot.
Dave says, how about right here? He just cracked another nice big pike. Wow.
I saw him follow me on the last cast there, and I threw right back in there.
Unbelievable. You know, when it comes to choosing your location, you definitely want to pick an area that's got a lot of structure and has some shallow water. We're looking for reefs, you know, that are topping up at 2, 3, 4, 5 feet. And then also have deep water nearby where those fish can retreat to eat, you know, if the bait fish are out in deeper water, they can go find them, or else to retreat to in nasty weather. When the wind blows like this today, it's not blowing real hard, it's just blowing like nice. It's about 15 kilometers out of the south, and that's just a perfect wind for fishing, and we're capitalizing it today. Fishing these little wind-blown points and corners and reefs and shoals, and that's what you got to do. Find those spots on the map that have a big area with a lot of shallow water, a lot of structure, and you're gonna find big pike. I just made a cast with another bait. You know, that's what I've caught. We've been catching these fish on is a number 14 X-Wrap. Great bait, easy to use. Anybody can use it. The other thing I was throwing a little bit is just a big swim bait, and a lot of times this is one of my favorite baits. Definitely catches fish, and I've made a few casts with it. I haven't had a customer yet, but those work as well. Woo!
Right on.
Nice. We just did a high five there. I think we missed it on the camera, but that's cool. Let's get our fish. Get this guy. You grab him, Davey. Oh, the hook just came out, eh? Awesome. Gotta love fishing in the fall. I don't care what species you're after. The biggest fish of the season love cold water. That's when you're gonna see the most of them, is when the water's cold.
This is awesome. I mean, we haven't been fishing for 20 minutes here. It's our third big pike. I mean, mid-afternoon, sunny. The key is here, we're fishing this wind-blowing shoreline, and that's got these fish riled up in here, and they're eating, and they're having fun.
Yeah, that's awesome, buddy.
That thing's a beaut.
Light and right on.
Go ahead, man. They are feisty in the cold water.
Well, I don't care where you go fishing, anywhere in the world, that is a good day. We just caught a pile of big pike, and no little ones. That's the crazy part. All nice big fish, and sure a lot of fun. So thanks for coming out today, Davey. It was a good time. Let's get these guys back. And
hey, when you got fishing like this, Lake of the Woods, I mean, well, why go anywhere else?
hey, Dave Bennett, great guide. If you're looking for a guide, you want to come here and catch a bunch of fish like this, look him up online. He'll put you on some big fish.
Fishing with Gussy proudly uses Power Pro Super Slick Line. Power Pro, all of the power with none of the noise.